Welcome to some airbrush nail art. I'm going to try to do more of these tutorial videos for everyone. So make sure you like, share, comment, and follow, right, on this YouTube channel. And what's going to make it easier for you and for me is I am just going to take my time, okay? I'm not going to, I can do polished, but it gives me anxiety and then I don't do enough. Let's start with the base. On my base, I have 2 coats of a D&D 890, and then I did a chrome gel, and then I put chrome powder on top. Before I airbrush on top of anybody's nails, whether it be customer or press-ons, I do a matte top coat, right? Because then you can airbrush over the matte. I use acrylic airbrush paints. I can link everything that I used in this video down below, just in case it's some stuff that you think like, hey, I want to get that too. So after I do all of the matte top coats, then we're going to go in with, we're going to cure it. And then we're going to layer in the nail art, which is easy. I custom made these stencils. I use my silhouette cutter. If you want the cutting settings, I guess I could put that in the description or whatever. To that, in the masking, I'll put that in the thing below too. All right. Okay, so we're starting with a deep French stencil. I'm actually gonna get out of the way the other stuff that I'm not gonna use. Right, deep French stencil. These stencils are old. They can be reused like so many times. I should have cleaned them off before I put them away. Definitely. Before I put them in my stencil saver book, I should have cleaned them off. I did not. I apologize. But that doesn't matter. Let's go on with the nail art. I am using 1 Air acrylic airbrush paints and my Iwata handpiece. I'll link to where I get all my stuff too, just in case you want that. The first one thing that we're going to do is white, right? And I don't spray too much. And you see I'm not that close to the nail, because if you spray too much and you get too close, what's going to end up happening is it's going to puddle and it's going to piss you off. This actually works way faster when you're working on a client, because like you're trading one hand for the other. You know, this is an air dry paint. You don't have to cure it in the lamp, so I wouldn't worry about that. Do I constantly knock stuff over in the video? Yes. There's nothing I can do. I'm clumsy. So whatever. I end up doing 2 light coats, because 2 light coats, just like with the gel polish, is better than 1 giant messy coat. Because then later on you're like, I don't know why it stuck to the stencil. It's like you sprayed it on too wet. Like if you spray it on too wet, it's gonna stick to the stencil. That's a fact. There's no other way to tell you. So after that, I did go in with 3 different oranges. I had an idea of how I wanted the orange to go, but I started off lighter when I really should have started off with a darker orange. Either way, it doesn't matter. I just do nice little thin coats, and here we are, the oranges. So started off with peach, then I hit it with the regular orange, and then got like more and more concentrated with the spray, so that down the center was like the boldest. And then I thought to myself, why don't you add a little neon orange? Obviously, because 2 oranges is not enough. You have to have 3. So I went in with the orange neon, also from 1 Air. I can link all that stuff below. And I just did down the center, because even though I'm doing nails for the lions, for some odd reason, the tigers are making an appearance on the set. I can't even tell you. Like, after I looked at doing this, I was like, girl, what? That's not the point. The point is, I'm from Detroit. The stadiums are literally next to each other. So in the grand scheme of things, it's not really a reach. I went in with the tiger print stencil and some black. And as you can see, I'm putting the stencil right down on the recently airbrushed French with the orange. Do you know why this works and it didn't pull up the paint? It's because, right, you're right, because I did not overspray the paint. So the more important thing that you need to remember is, if you use too much, it's going to mess everything up. If you use the right amount, it's easy. No need for overcompensation here. The stencils pull off easy. It came out real cute. I moved it out the way. Let's get on to the silver, okay? The silver. So let's bring them all back. Now, like I said, the animal prints, I can link that below. These stencils that I'm going to use on these next several nails, Now they are all custom created using my using my Silhouette. I do have a Cricut also. It's a shopping problem. There's nothing we can do. I already bought it. So in any case, let's add the Detroit Lion stencils. I end up like getting confused on the design, but then I was like, nah, I can do it like this. This is the skyline of the city of Detroit. It's amazing. If you've never been to Detroit, you should definitely visit. But just stay in the tourist areas if you've never been to Detroit, because you're a tourist. In any case, let's get started. Okay, so now we'll do the skyline. And I think actually I'm going to speed it up, make it easy. There's a few things that I would like you to notice. One, I always mask off the area that I do not want to get paint on, because I don't like the way that looks. I want it to be nice and clean. So I mask it off, and then I don't get paint everywhere. And you can see how light I'm spraying. Even though I'm spraying fast, I'm spraying pretty light, because that keeps it from being a mess. Now, the second thing we do is I decided to go with the lion. With the lion. And you're also going to see me mask it off. Now, this is a more narrow nail because it's a XL square. Yes, it's an XL square, so it's more narrow. So I also go back in with this one, and I'll put extra pieces of masking wherever I don't want. This is also an old stencil. You can use them about 3 to 4 times. Because I make them, I always never put them away clean. That's usually my problem. I need to put them away clean, and I don't. Let me speed this up for you. So now it's time to spray the lion. I'm going to mask off the area. Just look at the one right next to it, the cityscape. I'll just take a little salvage piece from the masking and mask off the area where I don't want blue, because I don't want that to ruin my design. I'm a tad bit OCD where I like it to be clean, Look at the clean pool when you pulled it off of there. See how clean that is? You don't want to make a mess of that. You don't want it to be a black line up there, then you're trying to get it off slowly. How do I know? I've done that before. I'm going to actually take the inside part of the stencil and cover up the skyline and put the little piece of masking at the bottom too. And then I'm going to do this I think it's kind of like a rays effect where it looks like sun rays. In my mind, when I thought about doing it, it was way cooler. But pretty much I'm just spraying on the edge and giving a soft edge. And then I'm going to pivot that piece of salvage over and over and over again, creating just like the sun was setting behind the Renaissance, which is what this is. This is the Renaissance Center, which I think it's still the headquarters of General Motors. I'm not exactly sure. In downtown Detroit. And so we do that all on one side, and then on the other, I'm going to speed it up because it's the same step over and over again. You can totally do this. Okay, so enjoy me doing that design all on both sides of the nail, and I don't know why I had a brain fart right there. Of the nail, right? Creating it, getting out of frame. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna keep posting videos, and take it or leave it. That's all I can say. Take it or leave it. I really like just doing the art. I'm recording it so I can share. It does give me a tinge of anxiety, but we're gonna do it anyway. Keep going. Now watch when we peel off the stencil. See, that's what I was going for. I feel like it came out pretty good. In the bottom, in the comments, let me know. What do you think? That nail specifically. You think it came out pretty good, or you think nah, you don't have it? Anyway, so let's tend to the lion. I'm going to actually put the word lions. Also, don't be like me. Use your tweezers when you handle your stencils, because it keeps them reusable. You don't end up with a bunch of body oils or finger oils on the back of your stencils, making them not stick for as long as they will stick if you use the tweezers, right? So then I was trying to figure out, like, am I going to put this Old English D or what? I ended up putting the Lions, like I said, the Lions logo text. I guess it's considered a logo. Yeah, the logo text. I made these a while back for some duckies that I did when the Lions were losing. Like, they technically had won one game. And I've been a Lions fan since I've been a Detroiter, so that's like for forever. So it really didn't matter to me whether they win or lose. I'm still a fan, you know. And nobody can bash that because Cowboys fans still stay Cowboys fans, and they don't win either. It's just that, you know, Detroit doesn't spend as much money on their team. They're spending a little bit more now, but that's not the point. The point of the video is airbrush nail art. Anyways, get the little piece that go in the middle of the O. I save literally all the pieces. Now you don't have to. I could have used a piece of latex to draw that in there, but why? I already saved it. So we're gonna go ahead and hit this with the airbrush. I'm gonna do white and then I'm gonna ombre blue, but I'm gonna speed it up for you. Okay, I sped this part up. Also, right, back to masking off areas that we do not want to get paint on. And then because I had white in the hand piece, I was like, let me go ahead and do the other finger and put the Old English D on this one. I end up doing the D, the white over it, right? Like in a circle pattern. And then I went in with a deeper blue and I did the ombre at the bottom and then added a little bit on the one with the D. Because I like to work lightest to darkest. So because that blue is going to be darker, it just made more sense to do the white as much many nails as possible and then go ahead, go back and do the blue. Now we're going to finish it out, and I think what I'm going to add to the tiger ones, don't ask me, like I don't even know where I was. I feel like, I would know where I was at the salon. I was watching Jeopardy. That is my show. I really miss Alex. I was watching my show and then something was like tigers and I'm like, but you're doing lion's nails. But that didn't even come through until at the end. Anyways, let's add some charms. I'm going to speed this part up too. I will say this. It's unclear to me if I'm speeding this up for you guys or if I'm speeding it up for me. Because doing the voiceovers aren't terrible. It's not hard. It just, I want to hurry up. I do. So yeah, I'm going to add some chains. Oh, gel base first. So whenever you're airbrushing with acrylic airbrush paint, you do want to do a gel base coat, right? But before we get on our gel base coat, you see I was thinking, did I remember? Yes. Take your buffer and make sure you don't have the paint on the edges and the free edge. Why? Because I need that gel base coat to come in contact with that matte, like that bit of that matte color that's under it. Why is that? Because it keeps it from chipping. Okay? It keeps it from chipping. The matte is chalky. The paint is chalky. Like your original OG nail bed is chalky. We put a base coat on to make everything stick. So we sandwich it in a base coat, right? Yes. Now, on to the fast forwarding. Okay, so I legit just buff all the sides on all of them and the free edge. And then I hit it with the base coat. I'm not dragging this brush over top because I don't want to scratch it because it can still be scratched up. So I'm gliding. Gliding and dragging are two different things. All right. It's very light feather touch. So we do that over all the nails and then we're going to pop it in a lamp and cure it for 10 seconds. Just to be very clear, I haven't had any issues with anybody and I've been using this airbrush paint for like 6-7 years now. Now we're going to put chains on there. So I had to measure out the chain. This part is feeling very much, I'm going to fast forward it. That chain is probably from Joann Fabrics, like in the jewelry section. And then I have some jewelry pliers, jewelry cutters. Yeah, at the salon. And I use it to cut. And then, of course, I have a lot of accoutrements at my salon. I don't think I did a salon walkthrough video. If you guys want to see that, go ahead and comment below. We need to see a salon walkthrough. I have a suite. I'm in San Antonio, Texas, but I'm from Detroit. I just can't live in Detroit because it's cold. And I hate being cold. Anyways, let me fast forward the charms process. And you can see how I do it. This is the gem gel from Jimena Nails. Nice. Love this stuff. It's my faves. It's my faves. Easy to use. Like the little applicator nozzle. Just, yeah, it's the best. But let's fast forward and then we'll show you the final look. Sometimes I want to add music to these videos, but I don't want the video to get taken down because I use the wrong music. Even though I use the app to edit. Anyways, I do all this, measuring, gelling, placing it, curing, or whatever, get the chains added, and then after that, I go ahead and add some charms. It comes out amazing. I like to add that phone waiting music that you hear. Would like to add that to the video, but I just don't want the video to get taken down later. Yeah, that's that gym gel from Jaime and the Nails. Okay, so these are the other accoutrements that I was referring to earlier. I got some star charms because what thought she was? Stop. No, I'm playing. So put the stars just right there on the little end, and then cure everything. Put that stuff away, and then here we are. We're top coating everything. Now, it's base coat first. Go ahead and hit it with a top coat. Super fast like this. Like, I'm just kidding. I do rock the nail back and forth to make sure it doesn't pull at the edge. It doesn't look real bulbous. You've seen those nails and I was like, why is it looking so much at the edge? Because it was just holding it down, polishing it. Okay, so I don't do that. I rock it back and forth so it looks even. And this is back to slow down, right? I like to make sure the top coat is solid. Then I put this in the lamp. I'm going to cure for 60 seconds. After I cure, I do not touch them for a little bit because I like to let that top coat cool down. This is the final look. Let me know what you think below.